Jack-Jak crashing Edna's fashion show, the return of Kari the babysitter, and the reveal of Frozone's wife are just some of the amazing scenes cut from Pixar's Incredibles 2. Yippee-ki-yay movie lovers, it's Jan here, and in this video I'll be revealing and explaining 5 Incredibles 2 deleted scenes that you probably wish Pixar had included in the movie. Plus keep watching to the end for a bonus Edna and Jack-Jak clip, where I'll reveal 2 new Jack-Jak powers we never saw in the film. If this is your first time here, I do regular deep dives into your favourite Pixar, Disney and superhero movies, so tap the bell to keep up to date with all my new videos.
Honey?
What?
Where's my super suit?
I had to. I'm washing it!
Don't lie to me! I keep that suit spotless! And you better not be trying to hide it on me!
It was filthy!
It was next to godliness, clean and ready for action! I'm not playing with you.
It was filthy. How dare you! How dare you wash your own wife! Lucius, don't you think you can get away from me? Lucius! Yeah!
Now, I really wish this scene had been in the movie. It's a wonderful callback to that hilarious scene in the first Incredibles where Frozone goes searching for a supersuit after looking out the window and seeing Syndrome's Omnidroid wreaking havoc on the city.
Where is my super suit?
This time around, it's Honey who spots the Underminer's enormous drilling machine, causing chaos, and who then hilariously and frantically tries to find somewhere to hide Frozone's suit. I think it would have been nice to see the woman behind the voice, especially as she was such a huge hit with fans in the first film. Incredibles 2 director Brad Bird has said this original scene took too much momentum away from the Underminer action sequence at the beginning of the movie, and he felt that in the end, Honey was funnier as a voice, as that way everyone who watches a film can have their own idea of what she looks like. Although I can see Bird's perspective up to a point, and I enjoyed Incredibles 2, I can't help but think this extra scene with Honey would have been just fantastic. Fun fact, the design for Honey in this deleted clip was actually reused later in the movie for one of the other supers who assemble on the Devler's yacht. Edna and Jack-Jak scenes together are some of the funniest in Incredibles 2, and there's some amazing bonus material on the Blu-ray which reveals some great extra scenes with the 2 characters. The first is a deleted scene where Edna is hosting her own fashion show, which Jack-Jak accidentally and amusingly interrupts.
I'm operating on no sleep. I'm telling you, this baby is freaking me out.
Yes.
I don't know where he's gonna be. I don't know what he's gonna be.
Robert?
Anything can happen, and I've got to respond.
Robert!
What?
The baby is gone. What is it, Humphrey?
They're going crazy. They want you to take a bow. And they want the glitter baby.
No glitter baby.
First the team will bow, then the junior designers, then I will come. No glitter baby.
This is a great scene that I'm sure many fans would have loved to have seen in the final film. It shows how Edna's real passion is designing outfits for supers, but because they're illegal she has to work with supermodels who we know Edna has very little regard for.
Supermodels. Nothing super about them, spoiled, stupid little stick figures with poofy lips who think only about themselves.
Plus, seeing Jack-Jak turn into a glitter baby would have been really fun, and I wonder if it's supposed to be an additional power we didn't see in the movie. We did see Jack-Jak's mimicry powers when he transforms his appearance into a reflection of Edna's, but this feels like it might be a kind of adaptive or camouflaging type power. Incredibles 2 is Pixar's longest film to date, and I suspect this scene was cut because the movie was pretty packed. Although we do get some fantastic moments with Edna and Jack-Jak in the final film, it's always great to see more. By the way, the clothes in Edna's fashion line Mode were worn by models, but still drew inspiration from the powers of Edna's favourite client, superheroes. For example, the see-through chiffon around this model's head was inspired by the look of a force field. Next up is a deleted scene that's perhaps a bit dark, where we discover what happened to Kari the babysitter after the first movie.
Hi, Nancy.
Oh, Helen! Bob!
I hope we're not interrupting dinner.
Actually, we'd like to talk to Kari about
We thought
that.
it might be best if we just dropped by.
You were supposed to be back late in the evening. You left her in charge of your baby overnight and into the next day.
Well, I'm sorry about that. That was not planned. The kids kind of surprised me.
That took us by surprise as well. A baby's a lot of responsibility for a teenager, and I think Kari got a bit overwhelmed.
She was hysterical.
She calmed down.
She's been twitchy ever since.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Fire.
Kari, just the girl I wanted to see. We were talking about when you were babysitting for us. Did you notice anything odd about Jack-Jak?
Not that I remember. It's a blank.
But all those phone messages you left us.
Phone messages?
You don't remember.
No. Uh-oh.
Was that... no?
What?
Jack-Jak?
That's what I'm talking about. Twitchy.
Kari's role in the first Incredibles movie was expanded when she featured in the short film Jack-Jak Attack, which showed her discovering Baby Par's superpowers and then having her memory wiped by Rick Dicker. This deleted scene from Incredibles 2 is pretty dark because it looks like Dicker's memory erasing might have actually really messed Kari up. Kari's obviously a fan favourite character, especially since appearing in the Jack-Jak short, so I think many Pixar fans would have liked a chance to catch up and find out what happened to her. However, the answer is a little unsettling to say the least, and given this scene was one of the filmmakers' options for opening the movie, I can see why Pixar ended up scrapping it. There's an interesting action scene cut out of the final movie where Edna's high-tech systems at her home begin attacking her and Mr. Incredible.
I've lost control of my security system!
The theme that Bird wanted to explore in this deleted scene was the idea of artificial intelligence systems turning against their human creators. If you feel like this sounds familiar, you're right, because it's pretty much what happened when Syndrome's Omnidroid turned against him in The Incredibles. Initially, this artificial intelligence theme was actually the main story for the sequel. In this cutscene, Bird wanted to show what could happen if high-tech systems like the ones Edna has became corrupted. This idea of corrupted AI was eventually abandoned though, in favour of the Screenslaver villain plot, perhaps because it might have felt too similar to the Omnidroid twist from the first movie. This action scene, which has vibes of James Bond about it, does look pretty cool though, and Bird has said he might still explore the AI idea in another movie. Incredibles 2 opens at a very fast pace, pretty much picking up with the Pars facing off against the Underminer. However, originally Bird planned to kick the movie off at the Par family home and remind us how it was destroyed during the battle with Syndrome.
I hate to cut short a tender moment, but unless you want to explain this to a crowd...
Come on.
When they notice I'm gone, just say I went to call Dicker, okay?
Okay. That's not gonna affect
Dicker.
Mr. Dicker, that's me, Violet. Violet Park? You know, you just drove us to our house. My parents are superheroes.
Sure, kid.
Yes! The extraction point down! They'll know where that is!
Although it's a fun clip, it's not as good as the action-packed opening scene we did get, especially as it doesn't tie in as well with the very end of the first movie where the Underminer suddenly popped up. And here's the bonus Edna and Jack-Jak scene from the Auntie Edna short, which shows what happened the night after Bob left Jack-Jak with Edna while he got some sleep.
Okay, come out and show me. Work it, yes. There it is. The room is yours. They are lucky to be in your presence. Now the turn. Yes, you are a tiny god. Dada is here. Let's show him how fabulous you look.
That turn that Edna gets Jack-Jak to do is just adorable, and when she calls him a tiny god, it's a callback to the first movie where Edna was frustrated with not being able to legally design for supers anymore.
I used to design for gods.
Also, notice in this scene how Edna's been making a list of all of Jack-Jak's powers. The movie revealed at the end that Jack-Jak has a total of 17 powers, and so far Edna seems to have 14 of them on her list, but intriguingly there's 2 new ones listed under Edna's elemental shift category, called Smoke and Liquid. A promo spot for the Blu-ray release shows what these look like. It appears that Jack-Jak can turn into smoke, allowing a ball that Edna tosses at him to pass right through him. Then there's a shot of Jack-Jak where it looks like he can even turn into a literal water baby. These 2 powers didn't show up in Incredibles 2, but if you'd like a full breakdown of all of Jack-Jak's other 17 powers, tap here to watch my Jack-Jak Powers Explained video, or click the link in the video description below. Now, do you wish any of these deleted scenes had been included in the movie? Let me know what you think of them in the comments below. Tap left to check out all my other Incredibles 2 and Pixar videos, or tap right for another video you're sure to like. And if you enjoyed this, a thumbs up and a share would be fantastic. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!